Good morning, everyone. What I wanted to do today was just jump on and give a really brief overview because I'm getting a lot of questions about this at the moment. They're saying, "Oh, I don't know what to do with my offer. Should I do this weird thing?" And they try and phrase their offer as if it's like a new thing. Like they'll try and say their email marketing thing is like about recouping ad spend, or they'll try and say their email marketing thing is about scaling without ad spend, and they'll say it's about um, like they're trying to position their whole offer around returning customers and things like that. And it's just a little bit too indirect. And the problem is when things are really indirect, B2B customers just don't really care. Because if you're going indirect with something that's B2C, as in you're trying to sell like a coaching program that helps people start becoming like a growth operator. That's a good example right now. You can go really indirect when you say, hey, this program is about making your first 10K a month, because that's something that obviously it's a very broad desire. Um, and then you can sort of use that indirect headline or that indirect offer to circle back in and say the way that you do this is by becoming a growth operator. When it comes to B2B, I just have never seen those sorts of things work as a core offer. Uh, can you use it as a lead magnet? Sure, if it's about something specifically relating to that. But if you're talking about an email marketing thing, or if you're talking about a landing page thing, or something that's like a basic agency service, which is the type of thing that actually scales, then it just typically doesn't work as well. With your agency, all you need to be thinking about is claim, guarantee, evidence. Is what am I promising them? Do they want it? Do they know they're going to get it? Are they certain they're going to get it? And then do I have evidence that they're going to get it as well? Because really all it is on the front end, and when I say front end, I mean on the first touch point, it's do they want this thing and do they believe they're going to get it? In terms of selling them and how hard they think it is, that's when the bottom half of the value equation comes in, where they're thinking, how long is this going to take? How hard is it, etc. And that's obviously a big deal. But I think when it comes to B2B, it's just less of a problem when you're talking about outbound. But like I said, a lot of people right now are thinking, how can I differentiate? How can I do this better? How can I add services? Here's another one. How can I add services? It just like adding services is not a differentiator. It is not a differentiator. Adding services, like when someone says as an email marketing agency, I do email marketing, I do landing pages, I do paid ads, and this is going to be the solution to me scaling. Like, sure, if you're a full stack marketing agency and that's the way you've done it the whole time, that's great, and that people do scale that way. But if you're thinking, shit, it's not really working, I'm not standing out, I need to add all this other stuff, it's never going to work. Because it's the same way that if I'm walking down the street and I see a fish and chip shop, I'm not going into the fish and chip shop and buying a pizza. Because I know if that's a fish and chip shop, there is no way they make good pizza. There's just no way they do it well. So if you're a landing page agency, or if you're a paid ads agency, and then you're saying, oh yeah, we'll upsell you, or we'll do email marketing as well, and we do paid ads as well, and we do landing page and all this stuff, it just loses a little bit of potency. Sorry. If you're going to upsell someone that already trusts you a lot, it's a different thing. So if you have one offer on the front end, then you upsell them, that's very different. What I'm talking about is using adding more services as a differentiator and saying, hey, we'll do all this stuff for you at once. We'll do all for you at once. Excuse me, I'm sick at the moment. But saying we'll do all this stuff at once is no good. People want to hire specialists when it comes to agencies. So if you're a generalist, it's often a lot harder. And the reason for that is it's very rare, or it's at least more rare, that someone has all of those problems at once compared to someone having one problem at one time. So for example, it's much more likely that someone's saying, we really need to boost our paid ads at the moment. I'd love to hire a paid ad creative agency. Or not even if they said that, but if they were thinking that they need to boost their paid ads and then a paid ads agency reached out to them, that's much more likely than someone saying, oh, well, my paid ads are cooked, my landing pages suck, and my email marketing sucks as well, all at the same time. So, great, someone just reached out to me, and all of these things are needed at once. So if you want to have multiple services because you think that works for you, go in with one that's most attractive on the front end and then upsell them after. That's the solution to that. But do not, and I repeat, do not think that your offer needs to be differentiated by one, saying weird buzzwords, or two, adding more services because you think adding like a holistic thing is better. Trust me, I've made that mistake, and it doesn't work as well because it's just so hard to scale. Like, it's just so impossibly hard to scale when you do that much for that many people. Because what happens is you have a team that you need to train on all these different things, or you have to have departments And if you're just scaling up, it's probably going to be really hard to have departments. You're going to be relied on a lot more because you're probably going to be the only one in your company for a while that knows how to do everything, unless you do have those departments. And it's also just much more complex when it doesn't need to be. And you get boxed into this group of generalism, and generalists can't charge as much as a specialist. Like I would pay someone 10K for consulting on content, but if they said, hey, we're going to be consulting on all this other stuff as well, I'd probably be like, oh, well, I don't really need that because it's probably going to be surface level. It's like buying the pizza from the fish and chip shop, which I know is probably not going to be good. If you've already bought from that fish and chip shop, you might buy something else, but you're probably not going to go straight in for the pizza, you know? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's valuable. And yeah, that was the offer idea edition 3.